have our next panel, which is break free to brighter side. Let me bring up my amazing panelists. So I'm inviting you over, panelists. Please accept.
Hello.
Hi, welcome.
I'm all like, it was so fun.
Thank you, Erica, for waking us all up. So we're ready to go. And everyone's just been amazing. What a great group of presenters. Thank you, Seema, very much.
Thank you, Sherry. So appreciated. And we are blissing, not only because we're having such a good time and there's such a great summit with all these amazing speakers, but because these are the rest of my Bliss sisters. Sherry, so Tracy, you might want to rename yourself because you have Sherry's name.
Oh,
who is the real Sherry Dufault?
wow.
Yeah, and you guys are also matching, so that's interesting. So Tracy Ty is in the box right below Sherry Dufault, with the same name, and we have amazing Elaine Williams, who helps us captivate the crowd. So thank you so much for being here. This panel is called Break Free to Brighter Side. Our Power of You book originally was called Brighter Side of the Pandemic, a year of transformation, innovation. But I realized that, everyone is so over hearing pandemic. So it just, the energy of what all the co-authors brought forward, that title no longer matched the content as well. So we changed the title to Power of You because it just felt so more powerful, and it's a similar colors, but it just, it had that energy and that meaning of it. And sometimes you have to do that. You have to, before you bring your finished product out, there are a few things that you might have to change, and it's okay to do that because it comes out even more powerfully. So let's start with Sherry. Tell us a little bit about yourself, like 30 to 60 seconds, your elevator pitch and what you do. And
Hi, I would love to. I love to talk about me.
To brighter side.
So my name is Sherry Dufault, and I provide coaching and sales training and lovely information about aging gracefully and with a lot of fun. So all of my message really centers around your attitude and your mindset. And I'm so excited that we've had so much talk about mindset today. Sometimes I think in a song lyrics sometimes. And the one that keeps coming up lately is an old song from Vacation Bible School called, and it's, if you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. And then the part I really love is, if you're happy and you know it, your face will surely show it. So that's my super tip for aging gracefully, is just be happy. And that's what I like to help people do, be more successful and be happy with what they're doing. So that's me.
Great. I was saying that is an amazing thing to do. Make people happy. How can you get better than that? Let's go to Tracy. Tracy is a elementary school teacher, which she now gets to choose when she wants to do that. So she's around kids all the time. Being happy. Tracy.
Well, hello, everybody. I am Tracy. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Perfect. I think my secret sauce is that I chose to do and be who I am. So part of the time I am teaching resource children and helping our special education teachers. And the other time, as you see right here, I am simply all about the fashion. And so I love to be with women and put shows on in people's homes. And I love that the charisma that we share with each other as souls. So I am choosing and living my best life right now. And it's a great life. So thank you.
Right. And Tracy is one of our co-authors in The Power of You book. And Tracy, I believe this was the first book you've participated in.
Yes.
How does it feel to be an international best-selling co-author?
I truly, I wholeheartedly hope that so many people read our stories and see themselves in different people's lives and what they can do to align themselves with their best goods as what best being as well. So it feels great. It feels wonderful. I'm super excited.
Great. Congratulations. Elaine, tell us about what you do and how you help us captivate the crowd.
Wow, there's so much. So, the shortest version of it is I help conscious, mature female entrepreneurs show up powerfully on camera, in life, when they speak, like that. And I really love helping people with all things visibility, podcasts, book launches. Anytime you're wanting to grow your business or your cause, the best way to do it is to be able to speak in compelling, convincing, concise ways.
Tell us how you got started in this, because you're a comedian.
Yes.
You're a comedian, and that has led you to what you're doing right now.
Yes. So I moved to New York to pursue drama, fell into stand-up comedy and improv, fell into coaching. I trained with Debbie Ford for 5 years, and I knew how to present, but not as Elaine. So I started going to Toastmasters, and I just remembered this the other day. I'm always working on stories, right? And the first speech that I did is called an icebreaker. And it was the first time I had really just spoken publicly as Elaine. And after I did my speech, it went really well. I sat down and I was like, I felt like my soul was quivering. I literally had this like spiritual awakening kind of sensation. And it was like, it was just affirming, like, yes, you are on purpose. And I've had a few times in my life where I just felt like my soul was like, yes, this is what you're supposed to be doing, and I love, leading conversations and helping people lighten up. And I was thinking about preparing for today, like, what do I want to say? Because, I had the fortune of doing landmark education and then a whole bunch of other healing modalities. And I've been on this healing journey since 97. And so much of life, we add meaning to things, right? Something happens, the guy doesn't call back, and then I'm like, men hate me, I'm going to be alone forever, and I'm going to be a cat bag lady, and whatever, right? Like, something happens, and then we have this whole idea, theory, opinion, drama about it, right? And so one of the things I learned in Landmark was they would say, so much of life is made up, why don't you make up something empowering? And I'm human, so some days are better than others, but what do we have, like 90,000 thoughts a day, roughly between 60 and 90,000, and 95% of them are repetitive, and 94.5% are negative. And I recently heard another speaker say, stop listening to yourself and start speaking to yourself. And that has really helped me shift, because I still, even though I love what I do, I'm very mission driven. I spin, I yoga, I pray, I meditate, but we all have those days, right? And so what if we could all be our best coaches, and for each other? That's one of the things I got from the cruise, just being able to be in this sort of cocoon for 10 days with these amazing women. It really was transformational on a level I had never experienced before. And gosh, I just want that for everybody. So, that's one of my tips. Like, half of the stuff we're making up in our head. So why not choose a fun opinion or theory, right? Like, why does it always have to be negative that you're going to become a bag lady or whatever? So that's one of the things I wanted to share today.
I love that. things are made up anyway, so why not make up your own empowerment?
Right?
Yeah, we have to break free from what we have been conditioned by, or other people's ideas and values that have been put there, and really be ourselves. That is the brighter side. Once you are being your authentic self and you found that way, and in a sense, giving yourself permission, or realize that having that awareness that you can do that is so empowering, then your life really takes off.
Yes.
Sherry, what is that one thing that you have that has really helped you not only see the brighter side, but really propel your life to create the life that you wanted?
Are we talking to Elaine still, or?
No, Sherry.
I think she said
Oh.
Sherry.
I'm like,
That's so funny. I was
Yeah,
so
really.
into
I don't
Elaine.
think she's thinking.
Well, and I've loved hearing so much of it today, that self-care and finding your true authentic self are really the foundational keys to being happy. One of my really close friends today posted, and she said making self-care a top priority is an act of tremendous courage. And I thought, what a fabulous way to look at that. So many of us, at least in my age group, were conditioned that you take care of everyone else before you take care of you, and you worry about how things look and how they're perceived, and you're a good girl and you work hard and you'll make enough money to be happy. And what I have found actually is that once I started being authentic, and that required me to be vulnerable, which was really not top of my list in bucket lists of things I wanted to have happen, right? I did not want to become humble. I did not want to become authentic. I did not want to be vulnerable. But all of those things made me actually have a life that is much more powerful today. And then when I figured out that money is simply a form of exchange for what it is that I really want, and what I really want in life, and what I really want to manifest are things like happiness and security and joy and safety and those kind of basic things. And it occurred to me after I figured out that money wasn't necessarily the end all be all, that many of those things come in packages that are not monetarily based. And it's been absolutely transformational. And I echo what my other Bliss sisters from the cruise are all saying, and that is that that place of being vulnerable in a community of like-minded, in our case, women, was absolutely transformational. There were things I was able to access and understand that had been hidden to me because I was in an environment that allowed that to happen. And they were shifts that really, made a gigantic difference, and shifts in my language to myself. I in my past was prone to saying things like, when something didn't work perfectly, and things just don't always come out right like I planned it, I would say things that weren't helpful, like, oh my God, why are you so stupid? What's wrong with you? Well, number one, there's nothing wrong with me. And number two, I'm not stupid. What I did just didn't work out quite like I had envisioned. And so now, I just sort of treat my life like a Lucille Ball episode, and some things just don't work out, but they're highly entertaining. So, that's a perk.
It's
So,
experiment, right?
You're
a math
just an
scientist
experiment.
experimenting and seeing what works.
So anyway, those are things that have just foundationally changed my life. Those just realizations that I was chasing perhaps the wrong things in my first 60 years of life. And now I'm trying to chase other things.
That is a great insight to have. And that's one of the things I love about doing summits and writing books, is that we can potentially save others 10 to 15 years of hardships and learning, where you can really get on track and live your life because of the learnings that we're learning from each other, the wisdom that you're sharing. Thank you, Sherry. Tracy, as you were going through the book writing process, what was something new that you learned about yourself that might have even surprised you?
I am so blessed because about 8 years ago, I went on a cruise, a law of attraction cruise. It was an Abraham Hicks cruise. And I cruised from Australia to the South Pacific under a beautiful full moon. And I aligned myself with the law of attraction. I'm so living my best life. I'm married to a wonderful man. I work with children because I want to work with children. I'm a retired teacher. I travel the world with my husband. And we have a great relationship and we have a really good time. The thing is that I think to set yourself with your vision of living your best life. And I'm very fortunate because, and I would love to see other women having their best life too, because I'm doing what I want to do every day. I wake up, my mother taught me, hey, when I was widowed at 36, find what makes you happy and do it. It'll be so much easier to put your feet on the ground and get your day started. And that's what I did. And the reason why I became involved with this book was in memory of my dear mother. She died of Alzheimer's in September of 2020, which was very difficult. And I learned to do something that blisses with my life. So that's why I'm a stylist, because I love spending time with women and I love spending time with children. So does that answer your question?
Yes, that does answer my question. Thank you so much.
Sure.
So we have time for one more, and I would like to ask you guys, what is that one tip that you would like to give to our audience that they can break free to their brighter side? Elaine, let's start with you.
Oh, I'm so happy because I was like, I really want to say this one thing. I hope we have enough time. So when I was in New York City and I was so intense, and when New Yorkers tell you you're too intense, that's not good. And so one of the reasons I love comedy, because it helped me lighten up and stop taking myself so seriously. Like, I love the work that I do and I'm very focused on that, and I can laugh at myself. And so one of the best things that I invite everybody to do, because, we all have those days, right? We're all dealing with aging parents or something, there's a lot of stuff happening. And if you can say, you know what, someday this is going to be hilarious, maybe not tomorrow, but, it just can help you have a little bit of space. And, it might take a year, but someday, whatever is happening, I'm either eventually going to forget about it, or I'm going to be able to laugh. It's going to be a great story. And that has been one of the best things I learned since 2007, is like, okay, this is good comedy material. And I tell myself that when I'm around my family during the holidays. I tell myself that when I have a kerfuffle with something else, or when I make a huge mistake and I'm like, oh, Elaine, and I'm like, okay, it's comedy material. So, I invite everybody, even if you don't want to become a stand-up comedian, you can tell stories. You can be a shepherd of humor, and people love it when you can help them chuckle and lighten up. We release the toxins, we burn calories, we get more oxygen, and we raise the feel-good chemicals in our brains. And who doesn't want more of that? So that's my tip.
Great tip. And Elaine is on the East Coast, so I'm going to step out of my comfort zone, go visit her, start comedy, because at least there'll be one person in the audience that's going to laugh.
Yes. Woo-woo.
Sherry, what is your one tip?
Oh gosh, I think my one tip would be celebrate you. I spent the first 65 years of my life trying to be someone that you wanted me to be, which never worked out well, because what the heck do I know what you want, right? Number one. And number two, it took a lot of work. And then I just at some point went, heck, whatever. And I actually became me. And that is who, and hopefully it won't offend anyone, but I think that's, who my God meant me to be. And I have some gifts that come very naturally to me that apparently are difficult for other people. And so I don't always know when I'm in my gift, but if I'm always just operating as me, authentically and from love, then it will work out the way it's supposed to. And I don't have to work so hard. It's hard trying to be someone else. It takes a lot of effort.
Yes.
Yes.
And
that
so
job is already taken.
celebrate you and be
Beautiful.
the wacky person you are, and then go find those other people like my Bliss sisters who think the you that you are is awesome, and hang out with them.
Beautiful. Thank you, Sherry. And I think if you're going to be sharing your age, maybe start sharing the real age. There's no way you're 65.
I'm 67.
Tracy.
And if
What
you're happy
is-
and you know it, your face is going to show it. So
Clap your hands, clap your hands.
What is your one tip?
When you're happy and you know it. I love that. Mine is philanthropy. Engage in philanthropy, which means a couple of things that I personally enjoy doing is volunteering for Alzheimer's. I have a wonderful event coming up at the Thriving Women in Business Center on June 24th. I am doing the Walk for Alzheimer's in September. So I'm very much into Alzheimer's. Another thing is Thriving, is at the V Foundation, which is it's a fundraiser for wine and music, and the people that receive the money happens to be cancer, because someday there will be a white flower in regards to Alzheimer's, which is all about hope. Someday there will be a cure for cancer, and that's all about research and coming together. And when you volunteer and you give from your heart, like working with these little kids that I'm working with resources, working in small pods, helping them one-on-one, it is such a wonderful feeling. You're helping other people, but guess who ends up feeling the best because you're doing such good for other people?
You. Yeah.
Great point. Such a good point.
Great point. The philanthropy, that is a great thing to do. Yeah, you feel good about yourself.
And being of
there's another way.
service. Yes.
Yeah. Another way you're connecting with people. Connection, collaboration, and celebration is what it's all about. Thank you, ladies, so much for being here with me today to talk about Break Free to Brighter Side. And, I want to point out that we had not discussed what the questions were going to be. This is all impromptu. And these are the expertise that you all have. And apparently I do too. Because I just love being in the moment and being present and see what's called in, feeling the energy of what our audience has and delivering on that. And it's just, it comes with so much ease and grace, and you get to hear exactly what you need to hear. So thank you, ladies, for, being part of this, being part of my life and uplifting me and everyone else.
thanks,
Thank
Seema. We
you.
love
Thanks
you.
for having us.
Yes.
Can I
my
just
pleasure.
add one last thought?
Yes.
Don't wait for someone to bring you flowers. Plant your own garden and decorate your own soul. Thank you for having us, Seema.
Thank you,
Love
Tracy.
it.
You remind me of that song. I guess it's Miley Cyrus.
Right.
I can buy my own flowers.
Yeah.
Yes. Such a good song.
Great reminder.